The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, Ron here at AbleTrend. Welcome to the webinar, and we'll go over the charts and take a look at the signals and what you want to be looking for on the charts. And I do these webinars every at this exact time every Tuesday and Thursday. We're on YouTube the next day, and I'm always glad to help. So let's jump in and take a look and see what we've got here. So let's start off with a daily, weekly chart, more for a longer term trade for those who can't day trade or don't want to, or, because if that's the case, you got to be in front of your computer all day. Nobody knows when those moves are going to come. You see, there's only really about between 1 and 3 good moves a day. The rest of most of the day, market doesn't give you or I or anybody else in the world a chance to make any money. It's basically kind of sideways and a little choppy, and there's really only a few good trends a day, and that's where the software does a great job of picking up those trends for us, as well as keeping us out of trouble with the no trade zones. Because if we don't have all 3 time frames agreeing on the intraday, there's simply no trade. And boy, does that keep us out of a lot of trouble, really, from getting completely beat up. But let's take a look at the longer term. Software works just as well for longer term trading. Doesn't matter if it's stocks or futures, Forex, if you're doing short term, day trading, swing, position trading, it's all the same to the software. We just need to have multiple time frames agree before we make a trade. And you can see over here, these blue arrows, that's the weekly buy signal. They've been on a buy signal here for a couple of months. Each one of these price bars is 1 day. So what we're looking for is after we have a bunch of, after we have a blue arrow, which is the weekly buy signal, now we want the daily buy signal. They need to be in agreement. You can see here you have nothing but red dots. That means we're in a downtrend. But this was a big, gigantic no trade zone, because it's like, wait a minute, red means sell and blue means buy with AbleTrend. So you've got blue arrows, but you've got red dots. What do? You do nothing. It's a no trade zone. Leave it alone. Right there is a perfect triple confirmation trade. You've got a blue arrow, which is a weekly buy signal, daily support underneath that. These blue dots tend to block the prices from going lower. So as long as you're above the blue dot, that means you're safe. You have a nice wall of protection below. The same thing where the red dots block the prices from going higher. That's called resistance. Here was a beautiful triple confirmation sell signal, and down it went big time, until we'd get out of the trade right there. That was a nice little trade right there. You're talking about good 30, 25, 30 point winner. And it's more than likely going to be doing options. This is Etsy, popular stock, especially for options. We had a nice buy signal come in about 2 weeks ago, right here at about 212. We got 222 today. We got a call option on that one. You're doing real well. You're making some money. As long as you stay above these blue dots, you're safe. So, okay, when do I get out? You want to get out when the price closes under the 3rd lower row of blue dots below the price, not the 2nd. I use the 3rd. If you want to use the 2nd, that's fine. I would give it a little more room to breathe. If you're doing options, actually, and you're looking for more of a swing trade, yeah, if it closes, let's go with the second lower row of blue dots, but it's got to close under that. But as long as you're above these blue dots, stay in the trade, you're safe. Now, I'm not getting in now. I'm getting in at 224 when the software said to get in at 212. It's too late. You got to get in at the beginning of the trade. The best time is when you get the first blue bar and you already have a blue arrow. That's perfect. Okay, let's take a look at Home Depot. I showed this one on Tuesday. This was a buy signal then. And you know what? We're up a couple bucks since then. Obviously, you're going to use options for this one. So 300. We got in about 333, and you're at 336. So, up a couple bucks, make a little bit of money on this one. But the point is, stay in the trade. You're safe. Looking good right there. And let's take a look at the E-minis, because everybody likes the day trade E-minis. That's everyone's favorite, because the software works so well for it. I mean, it's just been really, really good, especially the last couple of weeks. Last few weeks have really been just dead on, accurate. Now, there's been some rough spots during the day, and there's losing dates too. But really, the last week's been exceptionally good. Now, there's going to be some rough spots. Like today, there was a couple-hour period. It was really choppy. We took a few, like 3 good losses in a row. That's no fun, but that's the life of a day trader. But really nice start here today. Very clear-cut and obvious triple confirmation sell signal. 10, 12 minutes after the open. And the nice part is that everything was in agreement. That doesn't have to be, but I wouldn't want to see the ES completely opposite. I wouldn't want to see the ES with blue bar, blue dot, blue arrow, everything blue, and the NQ with everything red. And this is the scalp chart down here. We'll do that last. But nice little trade right there. There's double green. Here's double green. And we made about 10, 12 points on that trade. As long as you got 10 points of profit, you put your stop 2 points above the higher of the 2 green bars. To start the trade, it's going to put it 2 points above the top of the triple confirmation bar. Ideally, I'd much rather put it above the dots and the arrows. That'd be great, especially the dots, because we have those dots to block it from getting stopped out. Red dots is resistance. But if it's more than 15 points away, you just can't take that trade. You can't take that chance. It's too much risk. So, nice trade right there. Sweet spot right here. Another 10 points profit. Stop goes 2 points above. And a couple of minutes after that, we're stopped out with another 10 points. So we started out the day plus 20 points, which is $400 for every one contract that you trade. Yeah, if the first bar is like 30 points away, 20 points away, anything more than 15 carry, you just put the stop, like I always say, just put it 2 points above the top of the red bar. You got to take those trades. Got to take them, especially, beginning of the day is usually a pretty good trade. And the mornings have been pretty much down all day, and then afternoons up. I mean, that's been the pattern for a couple of months now. Doesn't mean every day. TD Ameritrade's been giving Emini data for years, Jeff. Yeah, if you have TD Ameritrade and you have an Emini and you have a futures account, you can get the TD data inside of AbleTrend for, it's got to be at least 4 or 5 years now, if not longer. Yes, sir. And it's been good. It's been real good, real good. However, we suffered a couple of losses right there. It's a triple confirmation. Right there, there's a sweet spot. That was no fun. But here's the good part. We didn't trade here. We didn't trade here. If we did, anybody in the world who did got killed. It's a choppy mess. Boy, did we make it up big time for this triple confirmation trade right here. That was a sweet one right there. Double green right in here. Stop out comes about there. So, picked up about 10 points right there. Perfect sweet spot right there. I mean, that's just a classic textbook sweet spot. And there's double green. We're going to be out a couple of minutes after that. So, pick up a little bit of money there. This would have been about a break-even-ish. That's a losing trade right here because that's a triple confirmation to the sell side. Now this one moved really fast, tough one to pick up. So it was hard to pick it up on that first blue bar, which is where the software did. Now me and you, we got to make the trade. Software can't make the trades for us. All the software can do is do all the calculations. And if you're a day trader, man, it's just been killer. It's been fantastic this year. But there's going to be losing trades and losing days. I keep saying it. That's the life of the day trader. If it bothers you too much, then you got to do more long swing trade stocks or ETFs. It's fine. You don't have to be in front of it all day long. It's a lot less stressful. It works great. So you couldn't get in on the first bar, I wish, but the second bar was the perfect place to get in. Stop's going to go just, 0.2 under the lower of that first blue bar. And that worked out real nice. That worked out well. There's your double green after we're 10 points in profit. In fact, we made about 20 points on that trade. So that's a $400 winner right there. Any one of these are perfect sweet spots. Every one of them, perfect sweet spots. Blue bar, right on the blue dot. We can't get lower risk than that. That worked out real nice too. An abrupt pullback here, previous lower, small blue dot, stop out right there. Yeah, but that worked out nice. That was a 40-point win. That's $800. We're going on 5 straight winning days in a row of at least $1,000 plus for just a one contract trader. And you just got to be a robot, and that's the hardest part. Because if you trade on your emotions, or if you're thinking too much, looking at too many charts or indicators, throw your money out the window. Take the family to Disneyland, because Disney World, at least you'll be a hero and get something out of it. Because you get nothing out of it if you trade. Just got to be straight up and say, call it like it is. Okay, then this is the end of the day, but gave back a couple of points on that trade. But that was a valid, a buy signal that would have been a small losing trade. But otherwise, it's been real good. Okay, this is a scalp chart. Just keep it simple. Some people try and just overcomplicate it. Because I promise you, less is more. Simple works better. Less charts, less indicators, less thinking. The hardest part that most people find is their emotions. And I totally understand that feeling. And that just means maybe it's, maybe day trading is not for you. That's okay. And that's okay if it isn't. You just do more longer term. But you got to keep those emotions out of it. That's why the software works so great. Keeps out of trouble with the no trade zones. And it has no emotion. That's why you look at the chart after the day and go, man, the chart killed it. If you let your emotions get in the way, it's just not going to work. So you got to be a robot. As hard as that is, that's the only way to be. That's how you become very successful at day trading. Scalp chart, like for example, when it hits a dot, just has to close above it. Don't worry about triple confirmation. Doesn't need that. Right there is a perfect buy signal. Up and away it goes. Scalpers just take 5 points, even though that went up 25 points. Scalpers, you don't know that at the time. A scalp is in and out in just a minute or two. So every time you make 5 points, $100 winner right there. Hit the blue dot, went up 5 points, another $100 winner. Hits a blue dot, closes above it, another $100 winner. That's 300 in a row. However, this would have been a losing trade right here. Because this hits a red dot, closes under it. Once it goes above the red dot, flatten that trade. You're out immediately. So we lost 5 points on that one. Picked up 100 here, 100 there, and 100 there. It's a real simple chart. Right there, hits a blue dot, closes above it, goes under it, losing trade. Hits a blue dot, closes above it, winner. Every time you do, it's $100. 5 points is $100. Even though it went up 20 points, could have made 400, but that's not the world of a scalper. That's the other chart that I showed, the trend chart. That's where you make the 400, the 800, the 1,000. But it works both ways. You can lose. You're going to lose a lot more on the losing trade. Just depends on whatever you like to do. Hits the arrow, or in between the arrow, closes above it. A minute later, if you're out, 5 points. That's a winner. Every time you do it, it's $100. Same thing there, winner 100. Same thing there, loser 100. Obviously, a lot more winners than losers. Every day's different. You gotta just do what it says. That's the hardest part. Trust me, there's no human brain that can come anywhere close to have a 25-year track record doing hundreds of calculations, combining 3 time frames and 3 AbleTrend algorithms all into one chart. No human brain can do that. That's why and have no emotion. Nobody's going to get this perfect. You're not going to nail every penny out of it. I can't. Nobody can. You just want to pick up the bulk of these trends because it works, and it works consistently for a long time. You just got to do what it says. And I'm always glad to help. And if you're on a trial right now and we haven't done the one-on-one trading session, you're not getting your money's worth out of the trial. And you only get one trial, no matter how many times you use a different email address or anything else, one trial. So take advantage of it. Compare what you normally would be trading, your normal trading, to AbleTrend during your 1 month trial. See what works better. obviously you want to stick with whatever made you more money during that month. So continue to use what you normally use, then use AbleTrend, and hey, whatever worked better for you, yeah, obviously that's what you want to have. I'm glad to help anytime, too. Gladly do a 15-minute live, real-time when the market's open trading session. Just want you to get your money's worth out, just as I would want to if it was the reverse. So always glad to help. Anything I can do for you, let me know. Stay safe, everyone. Have a great night. See you back here, same time on Tuesday.